It has been long awaited, a pinnacle of the Xbox brand, the flagship entering and ushering the emergence of Master Chief, and the testament to what 343 Industries can do with one of the world's biggest franchises. Shrouded in mystery and carrying the weight of promises and expectations, eyes are on Xbox to deliver a truly remarkable and worthy rebirth of an iconic name. Halo Infinite is a callback to the foundation of a 20-year legacy. Expectations are stratospheric, and the anticipation weighs fully on the question: is Halo Infinite good? Is it great? Or is it the best Halo we've seen in over a decade? This is the preview for Halo Infinite campaign in 2021. This is Colteastwood. Welcome to the channel. Special thanks to Xbox for sending me a special preview of Halo Infinite a month before it comes out. I can't wait to show you. If you end up enjoying this preview, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. And let's look at Halo Infinite's campaign. One of the biggest games of the entire year has been the long-awaited Halo Infinite. The formula has been completely shaken, with the core foundation of Halo remaining rooted in the fan-beloved Halo Combat Evolved DNA. One of the major concerns from the very beginning with a one-year delay is, does Halo Infinite look better? Do the brutes look less like Craig? Yes, but the rest want to know, is an open-world Halo the right direction? Yes. The preview begins on a banished ship floating far above the Zeta Halo ring, so the entry to combat is claustrophobic, dark interior Death Star-like corridor shooting. Immediately, the creativity and fluid movement lends your Master Chief the capability to pull off incredible movement, combos, and John Wick-style gameplay from the very start. And the grapple shot becomes your favorite addition to the game within moments. Combat in Halo Infinite is a test of timing. Doom-like movement and environmental collateral damage that you can use to your advantage or avoid to escape an early death. Big set pieces are a part of the main missions, blurring the lines between cinematic player-created moments and seamless in-engine cutscenes that keep you connected to the story, the action, and the attachment to the Master Chief and his new allies. Within moments, you will have access to most of the UNSC, Covenant, and Banished weaponry, and each one feels and sounds incredible. That you will be swapping out between your dozen favorite new weapons as much as possible. Aiming is tight, responsive, and the visual splendor or blooming post-processing effects, mixed with grounded in reality cavernous firearms reports, brings the presentation and the feeling of satisfaction from behind each weapon to full tilt. Playing Halo Infinite on heroic difficulty, the determination, stout shield, and dodge-happy enemies elevated the gameplay in all of the right ways. The combat, in my opinion, is a mix of classic Halo and Doom, with fast movement and pinpoint-accurate gunplay, with 343 nailing the feel of Master Chief armaments with heavy recoil, snappy animations, and full control on foot and in hand. Using the plentiful fusion coils in the corners and behind cover makes the 3-combo combat of shoot, melee, and grenade a 4-combo affair, with grapples and thrown explosive items cranking up the collateral damage and physics-based interactions in the moment. A fully satisfactory display of highlight reel-worthy kill chains, and making even dying and reloading a checkpoint a reward as you try again, but this time even better. One of the hallmarks of Halo Infinite, a complete departure from the decisive Halo 5, is that in Infinite there is a clear and ever-present villain, constantly taunting and looming over Master Chief, with the Banished led by Eshram. Improvements over the past year have lent this brute leader a dark and menacing detailed appearance. Early on, you will recover the weapon, the new Cortana sent to stop this new threat, and she is meant to be naive, innocent, learning, and immediately loyal to the Master Chief. Here's where Halo Infinite not only derives from the past 20-year formula, but brings it into the modern era with the right amount of freedom and player choice. The open world of the Zeta Halo ring, an amalgamation of Forerunner geometry and terraformed Earth-like battlegrounds, beautiful vistas, and imperiled banished structures, adorned with red lights and defenses manned by Covenant and Brute armies. The open world of Halo Infinite is naturally welcome, captivating the feel of our favorite games with the right amount of map-marked objectives, the focused mission-based structure to push the story forward, and I won't talk about the story here, this is just a preview, but I will say there is a mix of gravity, humor, and emotion between the characters to make a compelling campaign that puts it at the top of our favorite Halo games from Bungie and 343. The open world is unlike any combat scenario you've ever experienced in a Halo game. The world is broken up into large chunks of Forerunner environments, and your first instinct may be to rush headlong into the open camps and test the Doom-like maneuvers that you've been confident with in the closed corridors. But brutes, jackals, and even grunts are waiting on parapets, cliff tops, and roofs to snipe, barrage you with heavy fire, and flank you from all sides. You have to be on your toes, keeping your head on a swivel with enemies all around, above and below, each with differing strategies using shields, charging your position, or sending seeking fire, or throwing explosives your way. One method to clear out enemies is to take a ranged approach by taking out entrenched snipers or turret-mounted enemies. And using the grapple or thrust pack to get in and out of trouble makes the combat feel fully cranked, with controller clutching determination. Bosses and mini-bosses round out the open world with a heightened sense of danger. It's a big open world, and objectives are just over the hill or across a vast cascade of mountains and open killing grounds scattered with enemy Covenant and Banished. Having access to UNSC and enemy vehicles makes traversing the wide landscape more enjoyable, more dynamic, but also makes you a massive rolling target. Online co-op in the open world begs for friends to pilot the gunner seat while you drive the Zeta Halo ring, but that is coming early next year. Using gun-operated vehicles like the Ghost and hopping out often to scout out and take on enemy blockades is useful for finding other surprises in the open world. Now, this is the open world formula. You are on Zeta Halo, a massive terraformed ring entrenched by the Covenant and the Banished, with scattered captured or threatened UNSC soldiers and Spartans downed across the encampments and Banished fortresses. You will also find audio logs strewn around outposts that will give you an insight into how everything went to pieces long before you got to the ring. The world is vast, with resources to keep you equipped to fight. New to the series are ammo refill stations and plentiful enemy and UNSC gun racks. Your secondary objective is to capture forward operating bases. Here you can earn and unlock standard and advanced weapons and fast travel here at any time to refill or restock weapons, ammo, and grab a new vehicle to cover ground more quickly. The physics play of bounding projectile explosives make the destruction of enemy assets so enjoyable even while you're doing this under fire from snipers and charging brutes. Another challenge comes from squads and POWs under attack or captured from the Banished. Marines are held by plasma-based restraints and once freed will immediately pick a weapon and fight by your side. Squads under attack are marked on the map, and when you arrive to fight by their side, they will be protecting upgrades or gear, and you'll gain valor by stepping into the battle and helping them turn the tide. These are chaotic fights with a lot of crossfire, and you must act quickly to save the Marines that are outnumbered. Each area you discover has a list of collectibles, audio logs, and upgrades that you can keep an eye out for as you fight your way through or just explore enemy outposts after the dust is settled. One of the most incredible and unbelievable pieces of Halo Infinite set is the sheer player-controlled fun factor. Many games look incredible as the game takes over with canned animations or high production attacks behind QuickTime events. But everything you do in Halo Infinite is fully under your control. Each melee, throwable, and gunplay maneuver or grapple combination is something you do with timing, player movement, and interacting with the amazing physics built into the slipspace engine in the open world. The enemies, especially on harder difficulties, do not let up and make you earn their demise as you flank, get the upper hand, and use each of the 4 combos to your best advantage while you're always outnumbered. Take a look at this. All of this is happening in the dynamic open world, with the industry's smartest enemy AI constantly changing variables, the enemies learning as the game progresses, and the vast verticality that lends the player to exploration advantages that make the world feel open, vastly expansive, and truly alive, with drop pod enemies and more creative ways to dispatch them than any other Halo game in history. With just 4 main missions to cover in the preview and leaving out almost all of that content just to show the open world and how this game will look, feel, and play. The story with care and attention and pacing mixed with emotional connection to Master Chief, his AI, and the pilot ground the open world into more than just a playground to decimate brutes and the Covenant. Halo Infinite looks very promising, with a persistent, compelling villain and an overarching enemy leader pushing toward the halt of your fight to save humanity. The open world is not a concern. In fact, it is one of the highlights of the feel of the game. The visuals are beautiful, distressed, and impactful. The gunplay is hard-hitting, and the sound and feedback are fully satisfying. Any concerns are laid upon the remainder of the story beats, but as the preview stands, the game is addictive, fun, and begging to be shared among friends. And to me, one of the best Halos 343 has ever made, and one of the best feeling among the entire series. Halo Infinite campaign is releasing on December 8th, 2021, and I cannot wait to show you the whole game. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. There are a ton of previews out today. The embargo went up at midnight my time on the West Coast, and I've been so nervous. I've had this game for well over a week, and this is really early and a special privilege to be able to play a game like this before it comes out. What I wanted to do today, because anybody could show you different story beats or different things that are in the preview, but I wanted to capture the feel of what it's like to play Halo Infinite in this open world. And to me, it is extremely addictive. It is so fun. It does everything you would want in an open world without overdoing it. You don't get that Far Cry feeling of having too much to do. The world is just the right size, and the enemies and how you encounter them is just so fully satisfying. I enjoyed my time with it. I can't wait. In fact, I have full access to the game for a little while to play through the entirety, and I have not. I have stopped to do the preview, and then I'll give it a couple of days and maybe go on to play the rest of the game. There are a lot of concerns about Halo Infinite. I'm not concerned. I'm actually really super excited. I'm glad I got to play it, and it's just a big mystery to see what's coming for the rest of the game. This is just a tiny portion of what's available. If you ended up enjoying this video and you learned something, please let me know and show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel. If you want to further support the work that I do, you can join the channel membership below, or you can join the Patreon. Both of those get you early access to videos, and also follow me on Xbox Live or at Twitter to talk more about what's coming. I can't wait to show all the screenshots I have cataloged in my phone that are held under NDA and secret G14 classified. I can't wait to show those. Also, there is more to talk about on XNC Podcast. That's a weekly podcast I do on Monday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time, or if you're in the UK, it's about 1 a.m. So if you don't check it live, it's on demand on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, and many other places. But I want to know what you took from this the most. What are you more excited about with the Halo Infinite campaign? Let me know in the comment section. Oh, and I forgot, there's going to be people here that are going to, they're anti-Xbox, or maybe they're super anti-Halo. This has been a big year for Xbox. They may come to the comment section just to argue. Feel like I'm giving you like a warning from the future, but while you're there, please be nice.